Yo guys, welcome. Today I want to show you one of the most powerful detailing tools you can have in your arsenal. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but it hasn't been nice weather. I don't know what to tell you. Been too cold to use a steamer, which, oops, spoiler alert, it's a steamer. Having a steamer is going to be one of the most impactful tools you can have as a detailer for doing any interior work. I've got this little cheap steamer. It's from Wagner. It's not that great, honestly, but it does the job. And you can't really damage anything with how this steamer is set up, which is nice, which makes it perfect for auto detailing. The hose is like well insulated, so you can grab it. So you don't have to worry about, if the hose is laying on something, it'll burn it or whatever. And it's nice and portable. It's got a 40-ounce tank, which is perfect. Gives you about, an hour worth of steam, probably a little less. I think it's like 35 minutes or something. So it's like about half. Honestly, the gun doesn't get too warm or anything where I'm like, ouchie. I really like it for the few times I've gotten to use it so far. But, it's kind of a little bit colder out. It's like maybe 40 or something. I'm out here dressed like this, like, so it's not like really super cold, but having colder weather is going to affect how well you can steam because, all the steam has to travel through this long hose. And what that means is that gives it time for, cold air to cool it down before it comes out. So if it is a really cold day, you basically can't steam. So if you're in a warm or warmer climate or anything like that, highly recommend you get a steamer because it'll probably be one of the only tools you really need for interior other than a couple of chemicals and whatnot. Enough talking. I've got a couple of things I wanted to steam on my car here since I last cleaned it. So there's just some random crud and whatever else. And I thought, hey, with this foggy weather, this is like the perfect opportunity to steam, You won't even be able to notice. It's like already steaming out. Pretty cool. Anyway, so I got this thing already heated up. It takes about 9-ish minutes to warm up. It's obviously a lot longer in warm or cold weather, but that's besides the point. So if I show you guys what I want to steam, it's not really a whole lot here. Keep this thing pretty clean, but there's like some white specks around, this area from my hairspray that I, was goofing around with. I'm Mr. Sorta Clean. And then I just want to try it on the carpets because these things are mildly dirty. They aren't really dirty, but I just, I wanted to make this video. And then there's also some, scuff marks on these seats and stuff. There's some on the back of the seat here. So I think this will be a good opportunity to kind of test some of these, really basic cleanings with the steamer. Yeah, there's not a whole lot. So we got this little speck here. Man, this looks pathetic. I just really wanted to show you guys this. I just cleaned the line. Holy, I gotta get more water out. It is a little chilly, like I said. Oh, that's cool. Random tunes going on. This is a delight. So you can see it's like really simple to, hit anything, and getting into the cracks and crevices is also super easy just because of how the steam works. It's like pressurized and it'll just kind of get into those cracks and crevices and really get any bacteria or dust out of there. So it's actually quite a nice tool to have. So the nice thing about steam is that you don't really have to worry too much about short circuiting or anything, because if you're using distilled water, there's not really many minerals in there that are conductive. Water itself isn't really conductive, but the stuff inside of water, it can be. So that's what you got to watch out for. So when you're using a steamer, make sure you're using distilled water, just like it says in the instructions. So there's like, these cracks here and stuff. And you can see there's that little dot there. I don't know what that is, but that's some kind of dust or something. So I just want to blast it out. Well, I've got no arms now. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second here. Holy crap, I blasted that thing into another dimension, baby. You know how we do with dimensions around here. We love them. So you can see It's not even there anymore. So that's like really nice, because if I used a brush or some chemicals in a microfiber, I definitely wouldn't be able to get that out normally. So it's nice that, you know, with a steamer, you can really get into those hard to reach areas. And also with the antibacterial, it's super nice. And I'll explain this a little more. Some other nice things about having a steamer is you can hit air vents really well. So if you notice, like, for example, if you have like a bad smell coming out, well, this wouldn't really help that. But if there's a lot of dust in there or whatever, you can easily blast it out. So if I just take 2 seconds to do that, wipe it, and then just kind of like goof around with a microfiber towel, making it look like I'm doing something, but I'm not really. Because the nice thing about the steam is it just kind of evaporates right away, so you don't even really need to worry about mopping it up. It's only when you get like big pooling that you do, but I'd still recommend mopping it up, just because if you are steaming pretty heavily, things can get kind of wet. But you can see, like, that thing is looking spickety clean. It looks kind of epic. Probably just fried the motor. That's what all the steam is coming out. So I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of like cracks and crevices that you couldn't normally get into that you can easily not deteriorate, but demolish with a steamer. You just have to be careful, like I mentioned before, of like burning things. Or I didn't mention that before. I was gonna with the hose, but my hose is like not gonna burn. So if you like apply a steam to an area, just be kind of careful with it, because if you're like too close or if you spray for too long, you might burn something, or you might get something really soaking wet. So that is just one thing to keep in mind when you're using a steamer. But honestly, like, it's really hard to mess up with a steamer like that, I have, because it's like so low powered that it's like just literally only for cleaning cars pretty much. I mean, sure, there are other things you can use it for, but the fact that they advertise and sell the thing as a car detailing steamer, you know, really gives me a lot of security in knowing that it's going to be hard for me to mess it up. And trust me, guys, I mess a lot of things up. Other things you can do with a steamer. Oh boy, this is going to be epic sauce. Just wait a second, guys. I got to set you up for it. So you see these door jamb areas? So let me give you a close up. So this is kind of like dirty and, sorry, I had like a bubble up burp. The thing that's nice about having a steamer is you can also hit these door jamb areas really well. And then you can just go ahead and mop it up. So the thing that's nice about a steamer is you don't always need to mop if it's really light dirt, such as dust or really that's kind of it. What a useful tip, huh? But because this is a door jamb and I've never cleaned this before, and I'm guessing it's never been cleaned in the 4 years this thing's existed or however long it's been, that I would probably want to mop it up a little bit or hit it for a little more with the steam. Because like I said, the pressurized steam actually does blow out some of that dirt that you might see. And if you look right now, this thing actually looks a lot cleaner, and I barely even touched it with a microfiber. So that's just kind of the power of the steamer. It's actually really epic. I didn't think this thing was so great, but it's got a lot of really useful potential to it. So if I take a second here now to grab this part on the seat, I mean, I could probably normally just grab this with some interior cleaner and wipe it up. But the thing about a steamer that's nice is you're not using any chemicals. So it's kind of beneficial in that regard. So if I clear the line and go bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. And on that other spot, you can see it's sparkling clean and no chemical use. So it's really cheap because you're just using water and electricity. So, I mean, guys, I'm like geeking out. This is so cool. Oh my God. Yo. And I'll go over a little bit on like some tips on using a steamer properly and all that. So if you look at like these cracks, I doubt you guys can see this, but there's like flakes of stuff in there. So I'm just gonna blast them out. Like, look at that. I am blown away. This is like my first time using it on my own car. I've used it on another person's car, but dang, this thing's epic. Ah, I'm addicted. Oh my gosh, like imagine doing a seatbelt with this. If you have a dirty seatbelt, no freaking way. My seatbelt ain't very dirty, but you guys can imagine it. Like, look at that. And you can also do rugs too. There's a little bit of like dirt here. Just slam it up. Wipe it up. Bam. I mean, obviously this is really light dirt. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm probably showing some of the easiest cases for using a steamer. I gotta get you guys a better angle. Like, probably sick of looking at random stuff in here and me talk behind the scenes. The freaking power bank's like flopping around. I mean, like what I'm doing with my steamer is pretty simple, but you guys can just see there's a lot of potential already for having one single tool where I need, you know, like a detailing brush, a cleaner, and maybe even carpet cleaner and stuff. Like I don't need any of that. You know, my car's pretty clean. And if I compared it to like a dirtier car, obviously I'd still need to vacuum. I'd still need to do things like probably agitate the rug if there's really bad stains. But this has so much potential in one single tool for doing pretty much every surface in your car. The only time I wouldn't really recommend it is doing for exterior paint. You don't really need to do that. You already got the foam cannon and a hand wash. Like it's a really good candidate for you to pick out as a tool. And I did mention this in another video recently, the detailing tips one, which I don't think a lot of people cared about that. But, you know, for those of you who did, you know, you kind of see the benefit and the relationship from what I said to how it's performing here. If you want to like understand how to use a steamer properly, it's actually really simple. So all you do is you fill it up with water, you turn on, let it heat up, and once it's hot, it'll like let you know, well, like it'll make some noise or whatever. Then you just, you know, you can activate the trigger. And I just kind of like spray it around really quick, but you can like leave it on an area if something's really sticky or really stubborn. I know with some leather seats, they can get like really weird stains on them and it's hard to get out, and this would be able to help a ton with that. You just got to make sure that if you let the steamer sit for a little while, just make sure that you purge the line outside of the car, because otherwise you're going to end up with a big pool of water inside, and you're going to have to mop that up somehow. So that's why you see, or you probably heard me like just spraying without anything being shown in the video. That's just me, you know, purging the line. And you can see like right when I started spraying, there was like a little driblet of water. And that's normal, because if you look at, you know, there's this big line of water that's coming out of the steamer, and this is where it's going to start condensing back into water. So it's got to push that water out so then you can have the steam again. And so I'm not sure about the exact science behind a steamer, but it's something to do with pressure and hot water. So that's all I know. I'm not going to claim to know any more than that. Just with that alone, like you get one of the best tools known to man, the steamer. So I'm just using a microfiber towel to come around and to wipe up the water, but this is also good for agitating the surface as well. So I steam it, and then I come around, agitate, pick up any of that dirt that the steamer might have not pushed off the surface, and just grab that. As for what you can get with the steamer, really any plastics, leather, cloth, rugs, literally anything. And I think one thing that, you know, I haven't had the opportunity to do yet, but the steamer is super nice because if you have like salty rugs, it'll loosen up that salt, because, you know, it's just water. Salt, what do they call it? Salt like evaporates in water. What's the word? Salt dissolves in water. That's why I think a steamer would be really good for those salty floor mats where I had issues. And I know some people said you could use like vinegar and stuff, but I don't really like the smell of vinegar too much. And I'd rather just stick to chemicals that I know are gonna work instead of trying to make my own solution sometimes. And I also had that one floor mat with that like gummy crud on it. I think this would have helped a lot. What the heck is that? It's like crusted on dumpling puke or something. Man, what is that? It's like literally stuck to the floor mat. Just like right there. I mean, like acid. But like I said, you just gotta be careful. If you are like spraying in one spot for too long, you can actually kind of burn it or ruin it, especially with the plastics. You can kind of warp it. Be like mindful of where you're shooting it for how long. You shouldn't need to spray it for more than like 5 seconds in an area. In an area, I mean like in one spot. So like you shouldn't have to hold it for like really more than 5 seconds like that. And if you do, then, you know, just try and do it in stages rather than just blasting it all at once, because you might cause some damage. Steamer, epic. Let's continue. I kind of want to get this little door jamb area because I haven't really ever done these, so it's just cool as heck. And there was one commenter who was like suggested I should use a steamer, and I've actually been like really weirdly excited to use a steamer, dude. You don't even know. Yeah, a lot of you guys are super awesome, so I appreciate the support. You got to keep in mind that with door jambs, there is some like grease and oil that's used to like lubricate the different pieces and parts of the door so it doesn't squeak. So if you do have like exposed grease, you know, you probably want to be a little mindful when, you know, cleaning that, because you don't want to make your doors all squeaky or rusty or whatever. That's why I'm just kind of getting that plastic spot looking spickety clean. And one super nice thing about the steamer is your ability to get anything on the door panel is pretty easy. This kind of is the same rule that applies to like the interior console or the air vents, is that you can really get into those cracks and crevices super easily. I can just go like, just super quick right all over everything, get under the button, into the different areas. And do I need to steam necessarily to get the clean? No, but the hot water, like I said, has that antibacterial property, which is super nice. And there also might be some things like with these speaker areas, I'm not exactly sure if you want to hit like a steamer directly in electronics. If you do notice there is dirt here, like I'm sure a steamer would be able to take care of it super easily. I would just, you know, be a little careful with that. And just try to be super quick if you're going over it, because I know speakers can be a little sensitive to really anything. So I'm gonna try and clean mine. This might be a big mistake, but whatever. So I just hit it super fast, and wow, this is like the most scenery it's just a cool video because of how the steam looks coming out of some of these surfaces. I'll test out my car before I call this video and, you know, confirm whether or not that broke my speaker or not. Oh yeah, so here's another couple of surfaces that are actually really powerful. You can get seat rails like no problemo, and also these runners, because you like, here, let me just show you guys. So you can see there's like dirt embedded inside of the logo symbol thing. I don't know what you call it, but there's dirt in there. You can kind of just use the steamer to blast it out. Holy shoes, that actually, no way. I've been trying to get that out with a detailing brush for like every time I do these, and it never worked. But look, one steamer application, 2 seconds, and it worked like a dream. I mean, like, there's just so much potential here. It's insane. And it's like a super mobile tool too. I would be a little cautious with the seat rails just because if they're motorized, they might have some kind of grease as well, similar to the doors. But you can also do carpet too. Oh my gosh. It makes the carpet look so fresh. Maybe I'm just having like rose tinted glasses or something because I'm getting to use the most epic tool known to man. But holy crap, this stuff is like, I don't know, it's really doing some good work. Like, it's zero effort getting cracks. It's insane. I'm like blown away. And then like any controls like on these seats here, like check this. Bam. Barely did any work. Let me get the leather seat real fast, because why not? You know, it's just so easy, I might as well do it. Oh, this crack got some dirt in it? Let me get that. Oh my gosh, this is actually working so freaking, what the heck? I've never seen that so clean in my life. Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm like cheesing out pretty hard. I mean, okay, I gotta take you on a tour. Let me get you off this tripod. So like you can see, clean. I just did this crack area, which I can never get to look super clean. Like even right up to here. Seat rails cleaned. Seat clean. I mean, it's like so insanely powerful, guys. Like, how could you not want a steamer at this point? For real. I've been doing this for a little while now. I gotta regain my composure. So I hope you guys can see, like, a steamer is an insanely good tool and investment to have as any detailer, or if you take care of your own car, or really whatever. It's like a great tool overall too. This one comes with a bunch of different attachments, which, I mean, you don't really need that many attachments unless you like want to be super careful. I just kind of use this one little pinpoint head and it's great. Also comes with ones for like agitating. You know, you got your bristle ones, so if you want to surface agitation while you're spraying steam, you can do that as well, which I don't find super necessary, but might save you some effort. I don't know. I think this thing is like $100-ish, maybe a little more. I went with the minimum tools or minimum accessories because I don't really use them, like I said, and I don't think I'll really need them. Absolutely epic tool. Probably my top tool now that it's getting nice out. Well, sort of nice, I guess. Well, there's really not much more to say except for get a goddamn steamer already. Like, what you waiting for? Get a steamer! It'll honestly be a really good investment, and it'll pay its worth of gold. It'll worth its weight in gold. It's worth its weight in gold. yeah, I don't think you'll really be disappointed. Just remember, you got to be in a little bit warmer environment. I'd say at least above freezing. I mean, like, that's pretty much it, guys. Steamer, get one, and sharing the joy. Let's all rejoice together with our steamers. Huzzah! All right, guys, I'll see you later. So to start up my car, let me know if you guys think this speaker sounds bad. I'm just kidding. This is what it actually sounds like. So it's still working fine, just so y'all know. I love you guys.